Welcome to another episode of Banking Insights. My name is Alexander Eertmans. I'm a Vice President at Capgemini Invent. And with me today, again, Joost van Putten. And that means we're going to discuss PSD2. Am I correct?
Correct, Alexander.
And what is it this time?
The European Union has concluded their evaluation on PSD2, and they've drawn some conclusions.
All right, before we go into the details, was it good news or bad news?
I think it was good news for Europe. So they concluded that the market is changing. There's a lot of trends going on. They concluded that PSD2 was justified, and though nevertheless they did make recommendations for improvement.
Have you ever seen personally whether PSD2 is working, yes or no?
Yes, I think we see a lot of innovation in the market. We see more cashless payments, we see more e-wallets, we see QR codes, we see new entrants, fintechs, we see big tech entering the market. So there's new players and there's technology change in the market.
Any personal experiences with PSD2?
Yes, Alexander. I mean, although Europe concludes that the payment services have been effective, it leads to more innovation, more competition, and also lower fraud rates, they do conclude that there are still some issues. Technical barriers and also still fragmentation between the countries, leading to complications in cross-border payments.
Cross-border payments, who uses those?
Well, my wife was close to throwing her laptop out of the window recently when buying tickets at the Louvre. Buying cross-border is still hugely complicated.
Do you think that they will improve that in PSD3?
I think in PSD3 we'll see a number of improvements. I think we'll see further harmonization in terms of, for instance, API standards. We will see the removal of barriers to be able to use access to account for fintechs. And we will also see more harmonization across European markets and legislation. For instance, merging the e-money legislation and the cryptocurrency legislation into the same type of payment legislation.
All right. Now, obviously, I don't want to have any laptops being thrown out of the window, and you just should be able to buy the Louvre tickets quite easily. So when do you think this will come up, the new legislation?
This being Europe, and I think the evaluation already being half a year delayed, I think that will still take a lot of time. So I think in the next 2 years, this will materialize further into potential new legislation.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that update. You've heard it. If people have questions, they can call you?
Sure.
So if you have any questions on PSD2, please call Joost van Putten. See you next time on another episode of Banking Insights.